Hi guys, welcome back to my live. How are you today? All right, welcome to class. This is a very short class session. So I'm just going to be starting with retouching. So let me explain what it means. So when you're retouching your makeup, it means that you already have like a makeup done. This usually happens for like brides or like people who wear makeup and they have like um runways, and they just have tons of events and they have to carry the makeup throughout. You will need to retouch it. So it's basically just refreshing the makeup so that it looks as good to be durable. So first of all, you want to make sure that you did your makeup properly and you did your prep right. You want to make sure that the makeup was able to last for some people up to 12 hours, some people 24 hours. I will believe like makeup artists, sorry, actresses sometimes. I'm sorry, actors sometimes, actresses most of the time have to wear makeup on set and they'll have to retouch it. So also, even us who have like events, we have makeup on and we would like to retouch it. Maybe we have like a wedding and you have like another party and you just want to retouch your makeup. These are all reasons to retouch your makeup, right? So you can do it in a very simple way. So it all depends on what you feel has dimmed. Because remember in our last class, I was saying that whenever you do makeup, it doesn't stop your oils and your natural face activity. What you do is that you just pause or limit what your face can produce, but you can't stop it. It is nature, right? So you just want to minimize the oil or the shine, which is why you do use your setting powder. Also, the product that you use tends to have lots of oils, so when you're retouching, you're also addressing the oils that from the products that you use. Except you use a water-based makeup. Hi, Cherie, how are you? Welcome. Unless you use like a water-based makeup, even at that, you may still have to retouch it. Thank you, Cherie. How are you today? So this makeup has been sitting on my face for I like to say 5 hours now. So this is what it looks like after 5 hours. I didn't go anywhere. I didn't go anywhere per se, but I did cook in the kitchen wearing makeup because I knew I had to come back on live and show you guys what it looks like to retouch a makeup that you have already done. So I have been wearing it for over 5 hours. I've been in heat and this is what it looks like after 5 hours of wear. So now I like to, hi Palm, how are you? I like to start by using my powder palette. Now, depending on how oily your skin is, you may need to just blot it with a powder, just with a paper towel, just a little bit so that you take off the excess oil before you go into the powder. But as you can see, I have normal skin, so I'm pretty good. So the first thing I like to address is my under eye. This I like to use my powder. I'm just going to be using the brush, tapping off. Remember to always tap off. Now I will just go back into that part that I have already highlighted, and then I will just go ahead to set it. And you see that excess shine has reduced. You want to do the same for here. Once again, the excess shine has gone down. Then I will just go along here. You can see that it has come back. The vibrance has come back. Then again, I'm going to go on my forehead. So basically all the parts that I highlighted, I'm going to reset them just because there's like oil peeking through them. So I'm just using my brush to reset those parts. Once again, I'm going to do this and this. So this is why it's always good to have like a powder in your bag. I know it's not ideal for some people. They just like to do their makeup and go out, and that's totally fine. But when you have like an event and you know that you have like two events and I want to retouch, having a powder just saves you all that stress. So this is all set. Hi, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome to my live. How are you today? So far, this is what it looks like. I'm just going to go into the part that I reverse contoured. Remember, we did the reverse contour. Oh, good to know, good to know. Now, I've smiled a lot, so you can see my smile lines forming. I have to reset them, and I'm going to grab my powder and just place it gently along that part. Remember to tap off. Oh, I am very good. Thanks for asking. I'm good. So this is what it looks like so far. So it has just brought some life to this area and it has diminished the line just a little bit. I mean, there are some things that you cannot stress over, right? It's going to come out there. I'm a big laugher, so I will still smile, right? So it will still come out. But this is just to hold it up just a little bit. Hi, Big Sean. How are you? Welcome back to my live. How are you today? So this is what it looks like after touching the places that I have highlighted. As you can see, it's already coming back to life. Now I'm going to go in with my beauty sponge, and this I'm going to use for my um, blush. Now this is the blush palette that I am using, is the CPE blush. This is the shade that I used. So I am going to just go in with my beauty sponge just a little bit, and I am just touching it just a little. It's back. The blush is back. So if you don't want a very bright blush, this is pretty okay. Once you go the first time, you're good. Hi, Yuna, how are you? So this is what it's looking like. So now I am done with the blush. I'm gonna go back into the contour. I'm good, Yuna. Thanks for asking. I'm gonna go into my contour powder and I am just going to apply this on the parts that I contoured. And what I like to do is I like to move it into the blush so that it just blends seamlessly. Always tap off the excess powder. This is what saves you a very scary situation. Trust me, you don't want to pack a ton of powder on your face. You're gonna have a hard time blending it. So it's better to build it up. So this is what it's looking like. Now I'm gonna touch my forehead. Remember that we contoured that part. Now if you did around your jawline, remember to do that as well. And now for the most important part, we're gonna go in with the powder brush. Don't forget your nose contour. So I'm just going to touch a little bit of that. Hi, Jai Lopez. Why are you asking? How are you? Welcome to my live. Hi, Dode. How are you? Welcome to my live. So this is all you need to do. Just a little bit of that powder. And this is done. The nose is back. Now we're going to go into the powder shade again. And I am going to be grabbing my powder brush. And this, I am just going to be picking that powder shade and setting the rest of the face. And this is what we're doing. I'm going to do the nose as well. Hi Sage, how are you? Welcome back to my live. How are you today? So as you can see, even if I run my brush through my brows, they are pretty good. They're solid. They don't need anything. So that is why it's good to set your brows before you do them because they don't really budge. So now I don't need to do anything to it. It doesn't move. Now I don't have to do anything to my eyeshadow because it's still popping. But if you're going out, oh, I know. I am good. Thanks for asking, Sage. I am good. Hi, Kayla. How are you? Welcome back to my live. So, if you are going out, oh, thank you, Sage. If you are going out for like a night out, then you can go ahead and pick a little bit of pigment and just place it. Oh, happy birthday, Michael Wilson's brother. I wish you many blessings and God's love. I'm not going anywhere, Kayla. I'm here for the class. Kayla, I finally did the makeup tutorial. So I did a tutorial of this look. I'm going to post it up between now and Friday. So expect a new video coming soon, guys. I'll be posting that tutorial of this whole makeup look so that you will see how I achieved this look. So finally, I've done the powder and I can see that there is no excess shine. I really like it. It has come back to where it was before all the oil came in. So don't forget this part as well. Make sure you're welcome. So guys, new video coming up very soon. So stay alert, turn on your notification bells so you can be notified. All right, this is what it looks like so far, and I really like it. So like I was saying, if you want to make your eyeshadow pop, of course you can go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna imagine that I'm going for a night out. I'm gonna take a little bit of pigment. This is the Color Cosmetics. Is a pigment. It is very, very, very intense. It's very, very intense. A little goes a long way. I like to pick up a brush, and with the brush, I am going to pick up this pigment, and I am just going to place it. Now, this is going to rejuvenate that eyeshadow look for a night out. This will be perfect if you're going out in the night, just to bring some attention to your eyes. So I'm just placing this like so. As you can see, it's a very, very busy shadow. And just like that, it has come to life. It's very busy. So you can go ahead and apply some more. Okay, gonna do the same here. If you have glitter, this is the time that you're gonna put some more glitter if you want. You can apply a glitter liner if you want, just to spice it up and twist it a bit. Now, this is done. I'm not touching my eyes again because they're pretty okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is to do my lips because I ate and the lipstick is all gone. So like I said, assuming I was going out for a fun night, I would want to wear a bold red, but not too bright. So I'm going to change and switch this up. And the first thing I would like to use, hi Justin, welcome back to my live. So I'm going to be using this bold red. And this is like a very dark red. It's kind of like almost a burgundy vibe. So I'm going to be using this to apply the first shade. And so you want to just clean off the lipstick a little bit. I'll just take all of it because we're doing a different shade. All right, so I'm gonna wipe it off like so. And this is it. Now, if you like, you can go ahead and make it even darker if that is what you want. You can go ahead and line your lips with like a black pencil or a very, very deep brown. But today I'm sticking to the reds. Oh, thanks, Sage. All right. So I am just starting from here. So as usual, I like to keep the lining in the natural um, lip line. Okay. So you can go ahead and place it however you like. Hi, Sujit. Welcome to my live. So this is what it looks like so far. Now I'm going to take the other red, this one. No, so apparently this is actually like it's like a satin finish kind of because it doesn't feel like a matte lipstick. That's why I really love it. It's the vinyl lipstick and apparently it doesn't feel matte, but it doesn't have a glossy finish. It's kind of like in between a gloss and a matte, right? So it's pretty good. So I'm going to use this lighter red and I'm going to place it in between. What I want is to give the lip a very nice red ombre effect. So I feel like this red, it kind of settles down. That's one thing that I really don't like about this lipstick. It feels like it settles down and you just have to work it, do some arm day. So yeah, this is what it looks like. I'm going to try it again. Hi Doc, welcome to my live. Thanks, Kayla. So in the end, I'm going for a very subtle red. You guys know I love my reds really bright, but I really love this one. I know. Yeah, it does look like a fruit punch. So this is what it looks like. Very subtle, very classy. Red is always a go-to. So it's gonna finish like I said, it's gonna have like a satin finish and then it's going to be moisturized all through the night, right? It's going to remain moisturized. Your lips are never going to feel like you have matte lipstick. That is the best part of this lipstick. So I really, really like that about it. So now to finish off, I didn't put a bronzer when I was going out. So I'm gonna grab my liquid bronzer. This is from the brand Hegai and Esther. Hegai and Esther. So I like to apply it on my hand and then I will smudge it out. I know it's a night out, but I don't want to do too much. So I'm using my hand to smudge it out. And then I'm keeping it just in here. You see? Doing the same here. Just keeping that glue in there. And you may want to go and place it in here. All right. So this is done. And then I'm going to place it on my nose. Just like so. So guys, do not despise using your hands. They could come in really handy, trust me. It has lots of warmth, so it really works sometimes. And then I'm just gonna bring whatever is left to this part. And that is basically it for the highlighter. I'm not a big highlighter fan these days. I mean, back in the days when I used to do makeup as a student, I loved, as an undergrad, right? I really loved my highlighter, but not anymore. So now this is done. Lipstick is done. I can gladly say that this is done. Now, what I would like to do, I have to respray, right? Because we want it to stay. So I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter. So I want to make sure that everywhere is well sprayed. So you want to make sure that it's really dry before you go anywhere. Or else if you're in a warm area, you're going to sweat it all out. So make sure it dries completely. Now guys, I'm going to do something very funny. Thanks, Kayla. Thank you. So I have this spray and then it's done, right? But then this spray refuses to spray. The sprayer ain't working anymore. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna make it work with this guy. And this is a mattifying spray. It is Mesmetics Silhouette. This brand has they do have their branch in the US, I want to believe. They have a North American branch. That is what I know. They have the best set of lashes. Oh my goodness, they are gorgeous. They have so many nice stuff. So guys, you can check them out. I'm gonna put the name in the description much later. So do come back and check for the product recommendation. So I'm gonna be spraying this. This is a mattifying spray, and I really want it mattifying, especially if you're going to be dancing or you're going out to have fun and you're going to be moving a lot. So you want it to be matte, right? So you can use a mattifying spray. See, guys, it works. Innovation. Anyways, guys, don't throw it out because it's not working. Just look for a better way. Hi, Nomi. How are you? Welcome to my live. Thank you very much. Where are you watching from? All right. So we're going to let this dry, and that will be everything for this retouch. So, oh, from Australia. Nice. Shout out to you, Noemi, watching all the way from Australia. Thank you for being on my live, and thanks for saying hello. So this is what it's looking like just after the spray is done. So as you all know, I like to spray twice just because. Oh, thank you very much, Noemi. Thank you so much. So I love to spray twice just because the first spray kind of breaks down all the powders and just makes everything come together. And then the makeup can sit on your face properly when you do the second spray. But it's totally optional. You can do one spray and you're good. Just make sure that you spray your face thoroughly and properly. Make sure that the spray touches everywhere so that it can lock it in. Or else, especially if you're in a warm area, you're gonna sweat. And if you're in a warm area, you want to use a waterproof spray or transfer proof spray. A lot of transfer proof sprays tend to be waterproof as well. So that's a good tip to keep it really locked in. All right, guys. This is everything about how you should retouch your makeup. Now, if you want it really glowy and dewy, you can go ahead and leave it. But if you still want it to have a bit of mattness, you can go back into your powder and just touch it. For my matte girlies who love to wear matte makeup, this is your final answer. So, guys, do you have any questions for me in the comments regarding the makeup? Do you have any questions? So this could go for another 5 hours. So it could even go for 7, depending on your area. So you can put the setting spray, because if you go back and watch the tutorial, you see that I did the setting spray before I sprayed, and then I like to put a powder after I spray. This just gives you more time to have the face locked in and matte, right? But if you just put the setting spray when you're done, it's still okay. It's just that it's gonna have this dewy look. And some people don't really like dewy look. They want to go for a matte look. So but you should put your setting powder before your setting spray. That's how to get your makeup done before your setting spray. Okay, guys, do you have any other questions for me? Okay, you're welcome, Noemi. So once again, for smile lines, if you have like lots of smile lines, the truth is you can't do much about it. However, you can try to make it less pronounced, which is by using your primer first of all. Before you apply your makeup, make sure that you prime that place or anywhere that has wrinkle, you prime it really well. You can use a blotting primer if you have lots of fine lines. A blotting primer would be the best bet for you. It just gives an appearance of a very matte face, right? It gives appearance of a very smooth face. A blotting primer will do that for you. And then you can go ahead and do your makeup application. Don't skip the smile lines. Make sure that you put products, but just make sure that you're not putting tons of products. Little will go a long way. And then make sure that you set it with your setting powder, and then your smile line will not be breaking or showing up for a while. But then after a while, when your oils begin to mix and come out and they begin to really shine through the makeup, then you may be able to see your smile line. But I mean, it's a pretty good tip to hold it in for a while. All right. I hope that helped someone. Yes, always do skincare. In makeup, we call the skincare you do before your makeup the skin prep, because some products could be like, for instance, the primer could be very drying on your skin, and you want your skin to retain its moisture for as long as possible. So you have to use a moisturizer. Just because your face is oily doesn't mean you won't moisturize. You still moisturize. However, when you're priming, you're going to do much different kind of primer or a different kind of priming, right? So you need to do skincare. Also, for people in very hot areas, I know that Australia is pretty hot. You also need to do your skin prep, because if you prep your skin well, if you um, keep in mind that if your where you are is really hot, so you don't want to put too much product. You want to put a good amount of product on your skin and then apply your makeup. You need to apply your sunscreen, right? Except you have the sunscreen that you can apply after your makeup, then you are good. There are some sunscreens that are like a blotting stick. You just apply them after you have done your makeup. Then that is the only time you can put your sunscreen after your makeup. If not, your sunscreen is supposed to be underneath your makeup. So yes, please prep your skin before your makeup. Prep your skin. Your skin will thank you very, very much. So, about the serum, I don't really know the perfect answer because I'm not like a skincare professional. However, I do use my serums morning and night, depending on the type of serum, right? So you might want to read the label first. If you feel like the label doesn't give you much information, then if you have sensitive skin, you might actually want to reach out to someone who can give you some guidance. But me, I do morning and night. Sometimes I don't even remember to use the serum in my regimen. And sometimes it finishes and I don't have money to buy it again. What am I going to do, right? And use the ones that I have. But yes, your serum can be used morning and night depending on your skin concerns, right? Depending on your skin. Some people's skin actually don't like lots of products. So if they can just use a little bit, their skin really appreciates that and not tons of products. So knowing your skin is the best thing you can do for your skin. If you know your skin, then you are able to do whatever application perfectly for your skin type. Because my skin type is pretty, it's a pretty dogged skin. So it can withhold a lot. Because we don't, I don't know that I am allergic to anything yet, right? So a lot of things tend to go right, but some people have like sensitive skin. If they use the things that I use, they will probably irritate their skin. So if you fall in that line that you have sensitive skin or you may be prone to have like allergies, you want to be careful on what you're doing. You don't want to do too much and then irritate your skin. So I would say you should try to read the packaging. If you don't understand, then reach out to someone who can help you. But I hope that helped a little bit. I hope that helped. You're welcome. All right, guys, do you have any more questions for me regarding makeup? Do we have any more questions? So, guys, important fact. Oh, it's okay. I love that you're asking questions. Thank you. Hi, hi, Oran Jamod. Shout out to you all the way from Namibia. Thank you for being on my live. Okay, I would say always have your sunscreen on there. Most times you might affect the balance of your skin if you apply the sunscreen on after. Like I said, there are some sunscreens that you can actually apply on top of your makeup, but I don't know that every sunscreen has that property. And you have to also have in mind that some sunscreens have some kind of cast, so you don't want to apply some makeup and then have a white cast on your face, right? So you also want to put that in mind. Some might not have like ton of white cast, but they might still have a sheer bit of white cast. So you want to make sure that when you do your makeup, you don't see like white patches and they look like eczema or something on your skin, right? So you want to make sure that your skin looks fresh, rejuvenated every single time of the day. So that is why it's most advisable to wear your sunscreen underneath your makeup. Then when you have the sunscreen that you can apply on makeup, they're like they actually look like makeup, right? They look like brown or whatever skin tone you have. They have them in skin tone ranges. So you can use that. When you place that, it's not noticeable that there is something else external on your face, right? So that is the only time I'll say that is advisable to put the sunscreen on top of your makeup just because of that fact, right? So, all right. Any more questions, guys? Yes, 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 yes. I think I'm not sure, but I might just go to Sephora and check. I think they might have it in Sephora. I'm not sure, but I think or Shoppers Drug Mart. Excuse me. They might just have it in Shoppers. If you're in Canada, I don't know if they have Shoppers in the US, but maybe US. But then they might have those brands that you can check to just see what you can do. Because I know a lot of sunscreen you have to apply it tons and tons of times throughout the day. Guys, I'm gonna be honest. I don't keep up with the sunscreen. Once I apply it once, I'm basically just gonna go out like that. I'm not gonna keep on reapplying. I don't even remember to take it out. I don't even remember to wear it all the time, right? So if you're someone that like has to keep on reapplying because you have sensitive skin or because you tend to get red or you tend to get like sunburn, then you're good. Oh, thank you so much, Noemi. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, does anyone have any more questions for me? Because today's life is pretty short. I'm super tired. I need to go to bed. So let me know. So one last thing, guys, for the safety of your skin, try to make sure that you wash your brushes as often as possible. I cannot overemphasize that. I know sometimes I don't do that all the time. It feels like stress, but then it's very advisable for you to clean your brushes all the time. And it's also good to have like a mat if you feel like when you wash it is very hard for you to get clean. Having a mat like this just really helps you to really just scrub all the products out. Like in seconds, you're done and you can go dry off your brush. Or if you have a better way that you clean your brushes, good for you, even better. So, your brushes, your tools should be clean so that your skin does not break out. Because, guys, your skin will break out if you don't do these things. So, don't irritate your skin and your makeup will be good. All right. I'm taking one more question. Is there any more question for me tonight, guys? No more questions? All right. Thank you so much for being on my live, guys. I will be back here tomorrow as usual, 10 p.m. EST, Toronto Canadian time, and I will be doing another tutorial. So I hope to see you again in my class. Um, Please share my video, subscribe, like, comment. Do say hello to me in the comments. Thank you, Justin. Thanks for being here. Do say hello to me in the comments when you come onto my live. I will definitely give you a shout out. Thank you guys. It was wonderful being here with you guys. I hope you learned something from my tutorial today. Please remember, if you do recreate any of the looks inspired by my makeup tutorials, do tag me on Instagram and I will repost your pictures. Thank you so much, guys, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye, guys.